Hello friends, my name is Brin and welcome back to my channel. Here on Brin Darcy, I usually talk about life and study at the Australian National University in Canberra, obviously in Australia, and what your life could be like if you studied here as well. But in today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about my experience as a cross-institutional student studying at the University of Canberra and how it compared to studying at the ANU. So first of all, I should explain a little bit about me and my studies. So as part of my degree, I have decided to accelerate my program, meaning that I will finish 6 months ahead of the rest of my cohort. And in order to do that, one of the things that I needed to do was study at a different university, study cross-institutionally basically, because some of the courses offered at ANU weren't going to meet the requirements of my degree, and nor was I going to enjoy them. So basically this is what I'm doing. But I studied 3 different subjects, all business related, at the University of Canberra. I studied sustainable business futures, small business management, and foundations of business. And all 3 of these subjects were quite good. I will do another video reviewing those subjects at a later date, but in today's video I'm just going to talk broadly about my experience at the University of Canberra versus ANU. I should start this video by saying my experience at both the universities were very different. I've studied both online and in person at both, and overall I found that the University of Canberra was very flexible with how they ran their courses. For example, the last 2 courses that I took were 100% online. You didn't need to go to any tutorials. All of the information was there and it was completely self-paced. I found that this was a really great way to do the course, but that might not be something that works for you. But overall, I think that that was a really good way to do my summer courses. So I think that the UC offered more flexibility in their study options, and it seemed like the university was geared towards maybe people who were working part-time and wanted to study as well. It felt more like that than the ANU, where it's that at the ANU there's an expectation, I suppose, a certain expectation that you're dedicating a lot of time to your studies and only that. Also, there were very different expectations for students at both institutions. I found that for me personally, it was a lot easier to get good marks at the University of Canberra. I think that, there's a very different expectation of the amount of work that you put into your course at the UC versus ANU, and I think that that also means that it's a bit easier to get good marks, from my experience at least. I would say that as well, there is a really practical focus at the University of Canberra versus the ANU, and I think that that sort of contributes to the different expectations of the universities. I would say that if you are looking for a degree where you come out of it with a lot of practical experience, you're not looking to do honours and you're not looking to study overseas, for example, so the international recognisability of the university isn't important to you, I think that the UC is a great option. I found that the business courses that I did there were much more practical than the business courses that I did at ANU, and it really focused on us analysing case studies and us, applying our knowledge to creating our own small business, for example, which at the ANU isn't really an option. The ANU is definitely very theoretically driven, and even in my business courses we focused on a lot of business theory rather than business practice. I would say that they have a really beautiful campus. I really enjoy going for walks on their campus because I live quite close to it here in Belconnen. That was definitely one benefit. If you live in Belconnen, the University of Canberra is so close, you can literally walk in like 10 minutes. So that's definitely something to think about. The university fees were a lot higher at the University of Canberra, which surprised me a lot, but that is what it is, I suppose. I'm not sure they were worthy of being so high, but maybe my fees were just higher because I was a cross-institutional student and not a regular student. I think that it's a very accessible campus from Belconnen. If you are looking for a study that is possibly a bit more affordable because you don't have to travel as far, or whatever, the University of Canberra is definitely a very good option. Yeah, apart from that, their campus is really beautiful as well. They have a couple of nice coffee shops, and they also have quite a lot of new student halls as well. So it's a mix of sort of older buildings and newer buildings. But I just think that it has a really good vibe, and that's definitely something to think about if you are planning to study on campus. If you're an online student, on the other hand, or also an on-campus student, because you do have to submit assignments through Canvas, or also an on-campus student for submission purposes, but I found, in terms of their online architecture, I found that Canvas, which is like the student software, is very difficult to use, but that could have just been because I'm really used to the ANU software. But I am yet to figure out how to use their text matching software. No one's taught us how to use it, no sort of guidance at all. So that wasn't particularly successful, but luckily I had access to the ANU one, so that was no problems there. But yeah, in general, I found that Canvas was quite difficult to use. And I would also say that overall teachers at the UC were less willing to solve student concerns, and they were less open about the course. So I think at ANU there's a lot of support at the moment for students while studying online. I know that people's opinions on that differ quite a lot, but I would say that all of my teachers at the ANU, I've been able to form great relationships with them. They've been very open to doing that. They're just very giving with their time and teaching energy, and at the University of Canberra I did not get that impression. It was like you were creating problems for the teacher if you asked questions. But again, that could have just been because I was doing courses that were outside of normal semester times. And they could have just been the individuals who I had as teachers as well, but that was just my experience. Overall, I would say that the universities are two very, very different universities. I would recommend that if you're looking for a more practical degree, and you're not interested in going overseas or the recognizability or the ranking of your university, the UC is a great university. They had great facilities. The education was overall very good, and I felt like I came out of it with a lot of I felt like I came out of the courses feeling that my practical skills had been employed better than they would be at the ANU. If you are a theoretical person interested in doing honours, or you are wanting to travel overseas with your degree and you want a degree that's from a ranked institution in Australia, I would say go for the ANU. But yeah, I think that both of them are great options, especially if you're here in Canberra. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my experience studying at the University of Canberra. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and follow the channel for more videos about my studies here in Canberra and my life in general.